I prepped the bulk of my makeup off camera using the Pro Filt'r foundation by Fenty in shade 430 and the concealer also by Fenty in shade 420. I did my brows off camera as well using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in shade dark brown. Yes. So before we even get started, I'm going to take a little bit of my tea. My throat is acting up a little bit and I need to prep it. Good tea, very good tea. Let's close that back up. We don't want disaster to happen. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of my Laura Mercier translucent powder on underneath my eyes to catch any fallout that I might get from my eyeshadows that I will be using. Now I'm gonna just be using my little sponge that I already used earlier to put on my foundation and my concealer, so forth and so on. Taking a little bit of the Laura and putting that underneath my eye. Again, to catch any fallout from the shadows that we will be using. Because I do get oily, I am putting it on the sides of my nose just a little bit and keeping it on my nose so it can also settle there. Okay. Put the cap back on there because we do not want to lose any product. Now I am going to go in with my Makeup Forever base to prep my eyeshadows. Love that. Are you guys doing anything for Valentine's Day? I wonder. You know, this is a creative way to do your makeup for Valentine's Day. You can go as extreme as you want. You can go as subtle as you want. Hey, it's your day, your special day. Whether you're chilling with your homegirls or you got that special someone in your life and he's gonna make it special for you, let me know if that's what you're doing. So the eyes are prepped. Now I'm going in with my Huda. I mentioned in my previous video that Huda had five Obsession Gemstone Edition eyeshadow palettes, which has 9 shades in it that you can be creative with. And I figured, okay, well, I did my little purple challenge. I'm not gonna do that with this one, but I figured I would do the Ruby, which I think is just perfect for the Valentine's Day season, right? Or Valentine's Day. So I figured I would do the Ruby for this tutorial. If you haven't noticed, majority of the palettes that I've been working with are Huda. I'm obsessed with them. I think they're amazing. And I thought that what better way to celebrate the love holiday by using Huda. So I will be using this today. And by the way, this is the Ruby. If you haven't guessed it, this is the Ruby eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna go with my fluffy brush. This is my Time fluffy brush in 203. And I'm gonna be picking up this light shade and this medium shade. And I'm gonna put that all over my lids. Set the tone of everything. Nice fluffy brush to just blend everything out. If you hear anything in the background, my kids are watching Lion King. Does anybody love that movie as much as I do? By the way, what is your favorite Disney movie? I'm just curious. Let me know. As I mentioned before, this look that I'm going for, you can make it as extreme or as subtle as you want. You can use any of the colors, honestly, in this palette to work for you. Whatever works best for you, that's what you want to work with. By all means, take advantage. Make it your own. I mean, that's the joy of makeup, is to make it your own. Make it as creative as you want. These videos are just for tools, ideas, guides, but it's not something that you have to do precise. So keep that in mind when you're using makeup. It's a good playground. Next, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's kind of like a, not really rosy, it's a little bit more of a, I guess, dusty rose. I would say it like that. It's not so bold. It's not like in your face red, but it is a subtle red. And I'm taking my Sigma F63 brush, which is an airbrush, and I'm going right underneath the base colors that I used. I'm putting that on that part of my lid. As I mentioned before, blending is your best friend, and you will notice that when I'm doing this, while I'm doing this look. Yes, you know me, I like to go bold. So I am actually gonna go back in with my cutesy fluffy brush, and I'm gonna take the first two shades that I had originally, and I'm gonna pick those up again because I don't want it to be too pronounced in this colors, because we're building it up, we're adding other colors on top of this. So I'm gonna just go ahead and use my fluffy brush and to kind of soften it up right around the brow bone. I'm dragging it down a little bit, whatever excess color that I have from the base, just because I, again, don't want it to be too in your face yet, because we are gradually adding other colors to this look, and we don't want it to be right in your face. So now I'm gonna go in with my, what is this one? This one is my Zoeva Petite Crease Brush in number 231. I'm gonna take this shade, which looks kind of winey, like a wine cranberry. I would say more of a cranberry shade. And I'm gonna put that in my crease, and we're gonna build that up, because we're gonna layer this with another color. I will say this, because I don't have a lot of lid space. For anyone who does not have a lot of lid space and their crease is smaller, like it's not a lot to work with, and you are wanting to do like a defined look that has a gradual smokiness to it, when you're using a transition shade such as this one to get that defined look feature, I would definitely recommend that you do a lot of the building of the eyeshadow with your eyes open as opposed to them closed, because you can't really see the concept when your eyes closed. If your eyes closed, you're only seeing just enough, but when your eyes open is really when you see that definition and then and that gradients of colors. Now I am gonna go in again with my fluffy brush because it's more blend. Actually, I'm not gonna go in there with that. I'm gonna go in with a clean crease brush. And this one is my Zoeva 228. And I just wanna go over those more defined red tones and blend them out. Because again, blending is your best friend. Whoever you thought was your best friend isn't your best friend. The blending is your best friend. Now I'm gonna not only pick up that cranberry shade again, but I'm also gonna pick up a little bit of this beautiful shimmery blackish red. It has specks of red in it. I'm gonna mix those two together and go back over in that crease base. Focus it mainly on the outer portion of my eye. But you see what I was talking about? Like you can still see the dark shade in that area. That's what you want. Now I feel like I'm losing a little bit. I'm gonna blend out this dark shade again, but I feel like I'm losing a little bit of the cranberry. And I want it to be, again, have its own special time on the red carpet. Haha, red carpet. So I'm going in with the cranberry shade again, that one right there. And I'm also gonna go back over with this pretty, you know what, I would say that's more like a cherry color. This pretty cherry color right there. And all I'm doing right now, again, is just going over with my Sigma brush to blend out any harsh lines. Not picking up any more product, just blending those out. So that way it looks like I know what the heck I'm doing, right? Pretty. Now I'm gonna take, again, Huda, the new Nude palette. I'm only using it because A, it has a bigger mirror. B, it also has this concealer that's in it, and I wanna do a cut crease. So I'm gonna take my Zoeva Detail Shader Brush, pick up a little bit of that concealer, and I'm going to put that on my lid. And because, again, I have not that much lid space, I want to make sure that when I cut my crease, it's high enough. So at that point where you see that crease or that concealer, I want to go not as high as that. So I'm going to clean that up by putting a little bit more of the dark shade on, but I want to get as high, almost as high as where I looked up. I'm just thinking about it because it's such a romantic holiday. Do you guys have like a favorite flower? I know typically Valentine's Day is synonymous with roses, red roses, because it's a very romantic, a beautiful gesture, just a lovely flower. However, in my book, it's not my favorite flower at all. So if I got roses, I'd be like, oh, that's so sweet, but oh, that's so sweet. Actually, my favorite flower is a calla lily. Such a beautiful regal flower. And I did that so I can see where I need to put the point as far as the concealer on this eye. And they come in so many different shades. Not saying that roses don't. I mean, obviously, you can get roses pretty much dang near any color. Black roses, red roses, blue, whatever you want. But calla lilies are just beyond my favorite flower. Like if I get even just one stem, as opposed to like 12 dozen roses, even if I got one stem of a calla lily, I'm over the moon, because I'm like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Like, you like me, you really like me. Now I have to kind of take a moment with my eyes as far as cut creasing, because this crease on this side is not as open as this side, so I'm trying to make sure that it's even. Now we're going to go back in with the ruby, and I'm going to take my MAC, I believe this is 242. Yes, my MAC 242. And I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And I'm gonna put that where the crease is. And if you notice, when I actually pat it through, I didn't have to set or spray my brush. That's how bomb this shadow is. I mean, you can if you prefer, but I don't have to. And matter of fact, a lot of the brands nowadays, when it comes to shimmers, it's more of an option to set or spray your brush for that foil look, but it's not necessary like back in the day, because some eyeshadows were a little bit more chalkier, so you had to do that. With this, you don't have to. Again, like, look at, let me get close without falling off the stool, because that would be disastrous. look at how foil and how much that shimmer is impacting, and I didn't have to spray my brush. And I'm gonna go in again with my Zoeva 231. I already have the beautiful dark red black color, and I'm going to take just a little bit, and I want to bring that in first in the outer corner of my eye. You know what, I want something a little bit more pointy, so I'm gonna bring something a little bit pointier, flat and pointy. It doesn't have anything on it. I did not. So I'm just gonna take my other Zoeva brush, the one that I put the concealer on, and I'm using the back of my hand to take off any excess concealer and go in with that dark, because I wanna, as you can see, sharpen this up. Cool. Now I'm gonna go back in with the new Nude, and I actually do want to use this shade right here, that kind of marble-esque. Put that in my inner corners. Now I'm gonna line my waterline using my Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Liner in the shade Black. Put my face on. I feel like everybody does this. They make this like sad face to put on their liner. Yes. Now that that's done, we are going to use the new Benefit roller liner, and I'm gonna put that on now. It's in the shade Black. I'm secretly holding my breath as I do this. I'll tell you one thing about this liner. It is like really wet and it dries so fast, and I am so in love with it. Like, this is a bomb liner. And normally, because it's actually a felt tip pen, if you can see that. Okay, going right here. It is a felt tip. And usually with felt tips, they dry down so quickly, like the actual tool dries down quickly, and you only get a few uses out of it. Since I've had this, it's been amazing. It stays wet and it dries quickly when you apply it to your skin. So if you haven't used it, I would highly recommend trying it out. Again, it's the new Benefit roller liner eyeliner in the shade Black. I also think that they have a brown one, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay Heavy Metal, and this is in Junk Show, shade Junk Show. Shade Junk Show, yes. Oh, and it actually matches my nails a little bit. Look at that, pretty. It's like a pink color. Just trying to get it a little bit, because I love sparkles. It's so pretty. Who doesn't like sparkles? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I have enough glitter on, but I always like to go a step further. Okay, I think I was excessive enough. Now we're going to put on our mascara, and I'm going to be using my Milk mascara in black. Yeah. And now I'm gonna put on my lashes, I'm gonna put on my lashes. I'm going to be using the Sephora Brush Tip Lash Adhesive, Sephora brands. It's pretty good, pretty darn good. These lashes that I'm going to be putting on are, I think they're called Craze. They're the Sephora Collection ones. So I'm going to put these on. They're very fluffy. Just so you can see. Can you see? Fluffy, fluffy. So while they are getting a little bit tacky, I'm going to go ahead and clean up underneath my eyes. First, I'm going to use my soft angle brush. It's a Morphe M104 to grab and sweep off any excess powder. And whatever powder was not swept off by this brush, I am going to go back in with my sponge. By the way, this is a Nanette Lepore sponge. It's not a beauty blender. It's more dense. And if you can see, if you know the difference between a beauty blender and a Nanette, this one's fatter and shorter. And the beauty blenders are a lot more narrower. They look more like a skinny teardrop. This looks like more of a heavier teardrop. And again, while I'm letting my glue dry down, I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Mahogany. Bring some warmth back into the skin. Because Lord knows you want to look lively on your date or your night out with your girls. Now I'm going to apply my lashes. Again, you do want your lashes to get a little tacky, just so it's easier for it to grip your hair, your skin. Now, I'm not a pro at using tweezers to apply my lashes. And because I do see a little hiccup, I'm gonna take Craze, which was that shade that I used from Inner Tear Duct, and clean that up right around that area. Beautiful. Now, I am going to go and put on my MAC Devil blush using my blush brush from Sephora. It's a precision powder brush. I use it for my blushes. And yeah, so I'm gonna take a little bit of that, swirl it around. Beautiful red. It's a nice fiery red. It's more like a red orange. So pretty. Really is a pretty red. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of highlight on using my Sephora Featherweight Complexion brush. It's like a little fluffy tail. It's my favorite highlight brush. And I'm going to go in, sorry I didn't even tell you what I'm using. I'm using the Becca Shimmery Skin Perfector Highlight. And this is in the shade Topaz. And I'm just gonna curve it out on the highest point of my cheekbone. As you know, girl loves her highlights. And right on the bridge of my nose. Not on the tip, just on the bridge. And I'm gonna put a little bit on my cupid's bow. I think I went a little bit overboard. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna go in to do my lips. I'm gonna start off by using the Sephora Collection Cream Satin Liquid Lipstick in the shade number 1, which is obviously this beautiful bright red. It's a liquid lip, it dries down matte, and I'm going to put that all over my top lip. will say this, the quality of this liquid lip is very high and it's quite affordable. It's only $14 at your local Sephora, or you can go online and grab it too. And when I tell you this sucker does not move, it does not move. Cool. Now, because I'm into this like two-tone thing, I've been doing that lately. Like I'll have a two-tone, obviously. So the top lip is that beautiful red from Sephora. Now I'm gonna go in with Kat Von D's Bow and Arrow to line my bottom lips, which is a nice matte as well, soft nude color. And it complements any skin tone. I would say as a woman of color to use a nice brown tone lip liner, but this is a beautiful color, very beautiful nude. Now I'm going to go in and clean up a little bit around my lips before I continue on. I'm gonna be taking my Fenty concealer, excuse me, and my Zoeva brow line brush. Clearly I'm not using it for my brows. I'm going to be using it to clean up around the edges of my lips because I want it to be nice and tight. As you can see, it's wide and I don't really want that. I want it to look a little bit more of a heart shape. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. The only reason why I switch mirrors is because this one's a little bit, I can see better with this one. I'm gonna go in with my glitter glue from NYX glitter glue, and I'm gonna put that on my lips. Clearly I'm not kissing anybody with this glittery lip. Nice and tacky. And I'm gonna be taking my Imagic Pro glitters, and I'm gonna be using this pretty pink, hold on, let me show you. This pretty pink right there for my bottom. Taking the same finger to pick it up. This is such a soft glitter, so you don't want to like rub your hand into it too much because you'll lose it. You'll lose more than what you want. Now we're gonna put a little bit more glitter glue on my ring finger. Boop, boop. Put a little bit more on. Now I'm taking the red. This is so stinking cool. Like if you saw it in person, you'd be like, that's neat. How is she eating though? How is she eating? And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know, girl. I'm probably not. It's cool. All right, so awesome. I am gonna go back in with my, well, today is gonna be my lip brush. And I wanna clean up around the edges. And so here you have it. Until next time, be safe, have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I will see you soon.